Well, good morning. It is 7 a.m. Tuesday, October 1st. I'm Anne-Marie Green, and we begin with the CBS News vice presidential debate tonight. The stage is set for tonight's vice presidential debate between Senator J.D. Vance and Governor Tim Walz. It's happening right here in New York City with CBS News moderators. And this is where the candidates will take the stage tonight, here at the CBS News Broadcast Center. And we have a full preview of the one and only vice presidential debate. Ahead of the debate, the DNC is launching an interesting new strategy. It's projecting words like Project 2025 headquarters onto the Trump Tower building, as well as some nice, not so nice things Senator J.D. Vance previously said about Donald Trump that he now says he regrets saying. CBS News political director Fin Gomez is following all of this for us from the spin room here in the broadcast center. Fin, so give us the details. What should we expect tonight?
Yeah, Marie, good morning and happy debate day. That is absolutely right. 9 o'clock tonight for 90 minutes, the two vice presidential nominees will go after it. They will be in the first and likely only vice presidential debate this cycle, and it could be the last debate before the November 5th election. We do know in those 90 minutes that there'll be two commercial breaks. And just a reminder, candidates are not allowed to bring pre-written notes or props on the stage. They'll have 2 minutes to answer a question and 2 minutes to respond. They will also be allowed 1 minute for rebuttals at moderator's discretion. Unlike the presidential debates early in the cycle, candidates' microphones will not be muted, but CBS does hold the right to mute microphones. They have the right to turn off the microphones. We do there. But in preparation for tonight's debate, we do know that Senator Vance and Governor Walz are undergoing and have been doing some serious debate prep, we are told by sources familiar. We know that Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg has stood in for Vance in Walz's debate prep sessions, according to some campaign officials familiar with the prep. We also know that on the other side, Congressman Tom Hemmer is standing in for Walz in Vance's debate prep sessions, according to sources familiar with those plans. Look, a lot of it now, Anne-Marie, is about expectations. We do know, we have learned that in preparation for tonight's debate, that Senator Vance will be focused on two things. That is to introduce himself, really introduce himself to the American voters who will be watching, but also to really go after and target the Biden-Harris administration during his debate tonight. We also know, and we are familiar, that we've been told that there have been some nerves on the Walz side. Both of them, this is the biggest debate that they've on a national level, on a national stage. We both know that their last debates in 2022, respectively, were for their respective races then. Of course, J.D. Vance in Ohio, running for Senate, and Tim Walz as governor in Minnesota. But this is high stakes, Anne-Marie. We are all looking forward to this big debate tonight.
Indeed, Fin, thank you very much. So for more on how the debate prep is going, we're going to bring in Danielle Alvarez right now. She is a senior advisor for the Trump campaign. So, Fin was talking a little bit about what he says J.D. Vance is going to be focusing on. This guy is a trained attorney, so I'm sure he's used to debating. What do you think his strengths are when it comes to this sort of format, and what will he be focusing on?
Well, I think that the key tonight is to focus on the issues that matter most to voters. I'm certain that that's how CBS is prepping as well. We've got a short 30-some days until the November election, and we really have to answer those key questions that matter most to Americans. We've got to tackle inflation. We've got to talk about the economy. We've got to talk about immigration. We know that we have to talk about what's going on the global stage. And so really for a vice presidential debate, I think what you're going to hear is each of those vice presidential candidates talk about what the top of the ticket will do. That's what the election is about.
So I'm going to ask you a little bit about some CBS polling that we have. CBS polling shows that 35% of voters think that Vance makes the Republican ticket worse. He's had a little bit of a rough road. He's had some really good sort of events, and then he's had some events where maybe he wasn't as welcome, or maybe he was, and some things that he has said that he's been heavily criticized for. It is a vice presidential debate, but do you think there's added pressure for J.D. Vance to show the American public who he is or what face he wants to show? Because what we see right now is really just pretty much an attack dog almost for Donald Trump.
Well, I think that's absolutely right. You know, Senator Vance has the opportunity today to reintroduce himself to American voters who may have not tuned into the Republican National Convention when he first introduced himself. I mean, he has a great story. He is really the rags to riches, the American dream. He had a very turbulent childhood. His grandmother stepped in when his mother was suffering from addiction, and he was able to sign up for the Marine Corps, serve the country, use that GI Bill to go back to the Ohio State University, eventually achieving that American dream, as you said. He's a trained attorney, and so he's going to tell a little bit about that, because what our ticket wants to do, what President Trump and J.D. Vance want to do, is make that American dream achievable, and he is the embodiment of that story.
All right, Danielle Alvarez, thank you very much. I'm sure you're going to have a long night tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
All right, well, tonight, just a reminder, 4 p.m. Eastern, there will be a special vice presidential debate edition of America Decides. Then at 8 p.m., CBS News will broadcast a special report leading into the only vice presidential debate at 9 p.m. Eastern, right here in New York City. And you can also follow along online and on social media for fact-checking from our CBS News Confirmed team.